Okay, so continuing with part B of step 4, modify the default OSPF operation. We will now continue to router branch 1 and configure OSPF on that, and router branch 2 after that. So let's first move out of router West HQ. We're using telnet service, so we need to exit. Now we're in router branch 1. Let me just bring up the table so you can see the addresses. I'll do a show IP interface brief. And now I can see all the addresses for the interfaces as well. So configure OSPF into configuration mode, and then router mode. Process ID 1, and now we can advertise the networks. The first network will be F001, which ends in number 1. That's the first usable address, so the network address will be just 0. And we need to use a wildcard mask again. In this case, the subnet mask ends in 128. 255 minus 128 is 127. So this wildcard mask will be 0.0.0.127, area 0. The next interface is F01, and this was the one that had an IP address ending in 238. However, it's part of the network or the LAN shared with interface F01 on router branch 1, and the address of this interface ended in 225, and this was the first usable, so the network address will be ending in 224. And I just made a mistake there. Now the subnet mask of that LAN ended in 240. 255 minus 240 gives 15. So there is 0. And finally, the serial connection ending in 246. The other end was 245, so the network address is 244. It's a serial connection, so wildcard mask will be 0.0.0.3. Interface F00 will have no OSPF neighbors, so we can configure that as passive. And we also asked to configure priority of 100 on this router, and that's done individually on each interface. So Okay, done. And now we can go ahead and configure the hello interval to 20 seconds only on the interface shared with or interface connected to the LAN shared with server farm. So that will be interface F01, and let's do that. Okay, that's done. I'll go to router west branch 2, go into PCNet admin, no, not command prompt, terminal, Cisco, enable class, so do show IP interface brief. Now the networks again are three. First, this network 129 is the first usable, so the network in this case will be 128. It's and the subnet mask ends in 192. 255 minus 192 gives us 63, so the wildcard mask will be 0.0.0.63, area 0. The next network will be this one, again ending in 225. Network will be 224. And 224, hold on, subnet mask is the one ending in 240. 255 minus 240 gives us 15. Finally, the serial connection is interface ending in 242, the other end will be 241. The network address will be ending in 240. And it's a serial connection, so the wildcard mask will be 0003. And interface F00 will have no OSPF neighbors. We can go ahead and configure that as passive. And we are asked to configure a priority of 50 on this router. So let's see, exit and go into each interface. Priority 50. finally, we need to configure the hello interval to 20 seconds on the interface sharing the LAN with server farm. So that will be interface F01. Right, now that's done. And we can verify, as we asked here, verify OSPF neighbors. Do show IP OSPF neighbor. And we are able to see that the router with priority 100 is the DR. Router with ID 10.0003 is server farm, is a druther, which is fine. We can't see the BDR because that's the one we are on right now, but it should be the BDR. Go ahead and check the results, and we have a score of 38 out of 38, item count 34 out of 34. As you can see, all the ticks here are correct. So we basically finished the exercise. There's only step 5 left, which is to verify full connectivity, which is basically a series of ping exercises just to verify that everything is connected, but I'm willing to I believe that everything should be correctly pinging, and I'm not going to go and do that now. I'll leave that to you to have fun with.